Sade, because this is a whole hour dedicated to Sade, because we're going to be chilling with her, and it's a pleasure. Pleasure to see you. All right. Now, I mean, the good thing is, listening to your new record, Lovers Rock, it's like the beauty of it is, it's like you haven't gone anywhere. It's like there hasn't been a missed note, a missed beat. It's just like bang, you've fallen right into place. We're going to talk about the new record in a second, but let's actually head back and like the early 80s, and you were with the group Pride, featuring the three cats, Stuart Matthewman, Andrew Hale, and Paul Spencer Denman. Yeah. And then you moved on and you created Sade. Did you ever think that lyrically and musically you would hit and touch so many people?
No, I mean, it was a surprise, At the time, I just sort of accepted it, when it was happening, and because I had no choice than to accept it because it was just going on. And then when I reflected and had time to look back, I was amazed, really, at what had happened.
What was that time like for you guys as a group? Just doing what you did. I mean, you're doing something, you think, yeah, this is cool, sounds great, looks good.
Well, I think particularly me, because, I was fronting the band, things changed quite a lot. But we were doing so much, and it was so relentless, the amount of stuff that we were doing, that, like I said, we didn't really know what was going on. And it was only later that we thought, look what's happened, and look how things have changed. But I think because we're a band, it made it easier. If it'd been me on my own, I think I may well have called it a day way back then, and carried on loving music, but from afar. And but because they were there, it was something that was kind of shared. And they always encouraged me and said, you have to just keep on, doesn't matter how much it changes around you, and people's perception of you changes, although you're the same person, suddenly the perception is that you are a different person, and but after a while, I grew to be used to it, and just fortunately, for me now, we carried on.
The beauty of your music is the fact that you touch so many different people. Hip-hoppers are into, I mean, I can name a whole bunch of hip-hop records where Sade's definitely been getting some love. You have, people, parents are feeling your music. How do your fans relate to you? Like, when they meet you, do they pour out their hearts to you and tell you?
Yeah, it's really, I do it, no, it sounds a bit corny, but I feel a lot of love, I really do.
Because you're giving love, though.
Yeah, and it's so nice when you feel it, like when you realise that it's simple, it's simple. You make a record and people like it or they don't like it, and if they do and they feel something from it, they tell you, and it's really nice on that level. It's really simple and basic, and it's nice to get that back.
I mean, even for myself, I mean, it's taken me through. I mean, there's countless times I put your music on, and it's taken me to so many different places and done so much for me, and that must be, like I said, must be a really gratifying feeling for you to actually feel that love.
Yeah. It is. It really is.
Yeah. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna head back and we're gonna check out from the Diamond Life CD. We're gonna check out Smooth Operator, because we're chilling with Sade. We'll be back. And we're back here chilling with Sade, and after the success of Diamond Life and Promise, you decided to take a 3-year break, a 3-year hiatus. And I guess the one thing is, I mean, so many things surrounded that. You heard rumors here, and one thing you really managed to maintain was your privacy. And being such a public figure, I always wondered how you managed to to really maintain that.
Well, I just went back to my life each time and kind of pretended nothing had happened. And in my world, my friends and the people in my life, I'm the same. I go back and I come back off the road or whatever, and it's Sade, just as she was before, probably tired and thin. Nevertheless, recognisably the same person, and so because I live my life, pretty much as I always have, then I avoid, the sort of celebrity places, and you know, I avoid the places where I'm going to be known and expected to be, and just live my life. And you know, that's how I manage really to maintain a certain amount of privacy. And
I think a lot of artists would like to do the same thing. I mean, because I think, obviously, being in the industry, it is such a machine. It's album promotion.
Yeah,
album
it kind of eats you up. It can eat you up, really. I think it can eat you up, and I think you can easily get to the point where you don't know where you are or what you're doing or why you're doing it. And if that happens, then you have to step back, because you've got nothing to lose, because you're going to lose yourself anyway, and lose your commitment anyway. So it's best just to step back, even if there's a chance that, you know, you're going to try again and it won't work, because in the end it's not going to work for you as a person, you know. And you know, it's hard to make a choice like that, but in the end you can't lose out if you do it your way and play it your way, because if you do lose, at least you lose at your game rather than losing at somebody else's game, you know.
So at this point, what are the record executives doing? Like when you're taking that break?
Yeah.
Sade, hello?
Yeah. They gave up in the end, yeah. And it's like, you know, you can't push somebody to do something if they feel they can't do it at that moment. And I think that I think they're amazed even now, you know. I think they can't really believe that there is a record there now, you know. It's more that they're amazed that we did it.
Right. And then in '88, you definitely hit us with Stronger Than Pride, and with that was the first time that North America really got to see you live and touring. What was that experience for you, actually, to take the music, you know, to the people?
It was hard for me, I think. It's become easier performing. I felt pressured. I felt a bit out of my depth. And recently, you know, as time's gone by, for instance, the last tour, I felt comfortable. I felt I could express myself and actually enjoy it and give something out and get something back, and just that whole vibe. But before, I felt, you know, I wasn't really ready to be so exposed. So it took some time for me to feel comfortable as a performer.
Oh, with that record, you worked with I think is one of the really great vocalists, Leroy Osborne.
Yeah,
Man,
Leroy.
That brother can sing.
Yeah, he sings
got
like
a great. And your voices complement each other so well. How did you guys actually hook up?
The first time I saw Leroy singing was I saw him one time at Ronnie Scott's performing. It's a jazz club in London, and then I worked on this project. I wrote a song with somebody called Simon Booth from Working Week for a film called Absolute Beginners, and I performed the song in the film, and he performed a song for that film as well. And when we went down to the studio to lay down the track, our backing tracks, each person, you know, he was there, and you know, I remembered him from, you know, seeing him performing, and so that was my first introduction really to Leroy. And I just loved his voice, and we said we've got to have Leroy, you know. And for me, he's like a touchstone. Where when we're in the studio, he's always sort of honest with me, and he's a good friend, you know. And for me, I have to work with that vibration, otherwise I can't do it, you know. Yeah. And yeah, it's great working with him.
All right, so you know what we're going to drop a couple of videos. Nothing can come between us.
Leroy, sorry,
go ahead.
Leroy's in Feel No Pain. He's in that video. Yeah. All
right, we'll drop those and come back and hang out with Sade. We'll be back. All right, so we're back here, and we're still chilling with Sade. And now in I guess '92, you put out another great CD, which was Love Deluxe. And I mean, at this point in your career, I mean, how do you think you've had so much insight with love and sharing love and expressing love and giving love? And
just suppose the way I live my life and the way I am, I'm quite emotional, you know. And when I go in the studio and when we're writing songs, I always sort of put myself in a place and channel myself into this sort of state where it's all about emotions, you know, and then stuff just comes out because I really, you know, go to the place, you know, to make it happen. And
is that exhausting? I mean, do you,
yeah,
when you come out of it, like, do you really feel?
Yeah,
because I think that's
it's energizing as well. Though it's sort of, there's two aspects of one, it's like pulling you down, and the other, it's lifting you up. So you end up there on the level in the end.
Yeah, but I think that's ultimately what I think, you know, because as I sit here as an interviewer, I'm also a big fan. So I think that's one of the things that you definitely, I definitely feel like there's times where, I mean, even when I put on your new record, I had like a shitty day. It's like I put it on, but it was like, you know what, I put it on, the day was done. It was like it just took me where I wanted it to take me.
Thanks.
You know, it's beautiful. But then you hit another tour, the second tour, and as you said, that was seemed a little bit better for you, that tour.
Yeah. Because I think, you know, I've learned a lot and changed and developed it. My voice had become stronger, and I wasn't so afraid. I wasn't so afraid of looking like a fool either, because I think you have to overcome that fear of like falling down, you know, that thing of tripping up when you walk in a room. It's a bit like that when you go on stage. You imagine it and then maybe you will. You know, it's best to, you know, just feel good about it and feel that, you know, you're doing your best, and if people come to see you, they don't want to see you fail anyway. They're on your side. They want the best out of you. And so you are, on one hand, you're under pressure to fulfill that commitment, but on the other hand, you have to take from that and know that it's something good you're getting, and then in the end you become better.
Yeah. Sade, and the new CD is Lovers Rock, and I mean, obviously, you know, people have talked about, you know, the absence, and the first thing I mentioned was the fact that it doesn't feel like there's anything musically gone, you know, from you. I mean, it's all there. But what was that time like for you? I mean, you know, when you're looking at music and hearing music, and then bang, you have to come out and put your, you know, come back out again.
Yeah.
What was that period like for you?
Well, when I'm in the studio, I disconnect myself really from other music, and I think about people who I like to love, you know, the great people who, when I'm in the studio, sometimes we joke, and I say to Paul or one of them, you know, would Marvin like that? You know, would Bob like that? Would Dolly like that? You know, whoever, you know. And it's like, yeah, I think Dolly would like that, or Marvin, or, you know, whoever, there's great people, you know. And so, but apart from that, you know, I really disconnect with reality in a way, and because of that, I think that we can get on with what we do rather than, you know, start panicking, because, you know, if we were to make a record like we make and think about is it going to be a commercial success, then we'll probably not make the record. We wouldn't make those records, you know. So not think about it and then worry about that after is the way we go, you know.
Now, I mean, you got some beautiful tracks on here. I mean, the Sweetest Gift, I mean, is beautiful, and there's a lot of great songs. When you actually came down to lyrically put this together, I mean, what was your mind state, and what was really important for you to kind of get out? Yeah,
really more, I think, about this album. I wanted it to be a positive thing, and I wanted every song to have some kind of positive message. That was the only thing. It was like, in a way, I think it's more of a positive album in a way than the other albums we've made. I wanted it to have a purpose. Only sure that I wanted it to have a good purpose. Wasn't sure exactly what the purpose was, but I wanted each song to have some kind of strength and something positive in it. Perhaps because it had taken such a long time, and it was an important thing for me to do as well. I was away from my daughter, you know, at the time, and to me it had to be good to in some way justify my absences from her. I had to have a good reason, you know.
How old's your daughter then?
She's 4.
Yeah. My son's 3.
Yeah.
It's that time.
Yeah.
It's all about me.
Yeah.
But it's a good time, though. It's a good time, and it's
great.
I mean, you, as much as, you know, they learn from you, you ultimately learn from them.
Yeah.
So.
And I like her because all children, I love it when they can speak and express themselves and become people. It's a great moment.
Yeah, it is. All right, so you know what we're going to do? We're going to check out the new video, By Your Side. And do you like doing videos?
Yeah, I do now. Yeah, it took some time.
Yeah, but you've done some great videos over the time.
Yeah, I was very early on. You know, it's very sort of stiff. If you notice in Your Love Is King, somebody like put a rod up my back. You know, in time I kind of sort of relaxed and tried to enjoy it as much as possible. You know.
All right. You're doing all right. We're going to check out By Your Side and the Lovers Rock CD, brand new CD from Sade, and we're going to be back chilling with her right after this. So we're back here and still with Sade, still hanging out, still chilling out. It's been a great hour. I'm having a good time. I don't care about anybody else. I'm having a nice time. Now, through that whole time there, you know, Paul and Andrew Stewart, you know, they put out Sweetback, and now. Did you ever get like, you know, twitch, like going, you know what?
No, I was glad, you know, I was glad that they were involved in a project that kept them off my back until I was ready, you know. No, I was glad that they were doing what they wanted to do. In a way, it was a relief to me because I felt, you know, I wasn't ready at the time. I was doing, you know, the things going on in my life that I was dealing with, and I wasn't ready to devote myself to an album. So it was quite a relief for me, really.
Yeah, actually, at that time, I actually interviewed them, and, you know, I was like, okay, you know, I love your album, but when's the Sade album coming? When's it dropping? And they were just saying, like, I mean, it's like when you're ready and the time is right. And but, you know, I think the beauty of having those guys around you, and I don't necessarily know this, I'm speaking for you, but I don't necessarily know whether you could work with anyone else, just because of the fact that you have such a strong bond. I mean, you guys just aren't, you know, a bunch of cats that get together. You have a real strong relationship and friendship.
And also we feel so comfortable. I feel comfortable in that environment. I don't feel at all self-conscious. I can be as liberated as I want and go anywhere I want. You know, that for me is great, because that's how I can develop, by completely being, you know, unself-conscious.
Now, with your voice, do you realize what your voice has done to, I guess, 40 million people have your record? Do you realize, I mean, the emotions that, you know, that it touches? And I mean, it's your voice, and you walk around with it, you sing with it, you know. But I mean, do you realize, I mean, how it could capture emotion?
Don't really think of it like that. You know, it's weird. You know how it is as well when you hear your own voice sometimes. On the answer machine or whatever, you think, you know, oh no. But mostly I think it's natural, you know, it's not contrived. That's what I like about what we do. It's unpretentious, it's not clever, and it's from the heart. That I know.
Definitely. For all the lovers out there, I mean, is there a Sade message? I mean, I know it comes from your music, but is there? Because, I mean, we all fall in love, we all fall out of love. I mean...
Nah, it's just that I know that life's a struggle, you know, and it'll always be a struggle, but when you least expect it, there's always some special great thing waiting around the corner. That's how I get through mine, you know, with that optimism and to have the good thoughts, and usually good things will happen eventually, you know, even if it's a struggle. But that's kind of my little philosophy on life, and whatever disasters befall you and whatever comes your way, you can always sort of progress from those moments and learn something and develop, and then you get a kind of reward because you move on and you grow. And so I'm like the eternal optimist.
Now, with this album, will we be blessed to have another tour? Or,
hopefully, we're going to tour in springtime.
Wicked. Now, we have one more video, and I was going to leave this video up to you, and you can pick anything. I mean, if there's any artist, anything that you want to see, we play this. This would be Sade's pick.
I guess recently I liked, because I love the song, Dr. Dre and Snoop Doggy Dogg, Still Dre. I love that song.
All right, you got some hip hop love going. That's a fat track. People have been loving Sade's boss some hip hop. yeah, definitely. Well, you know, it's been great chilling out with you, and continued success. And
thanks a lot.
Pleasure. Thanks a lot, Sade.